the Battle of the Giants. Two titans who loom larger than life.
A knockout machine.
Unlike anything seen before.
The baddest man on the planet is Francis Ngannou.
It goes beyond just physical dimensions. They are giant in their movement, in force.
The most feared heavyweight on the planet.
Francis Ngannou, the Predator, the baddest man on the planet. And Reina the Problema Tejera, who has twice reigned as king.
Problema with the championship!
A rare force of nature. The scope and scale of these two also stretches far beyond the cage. Two inspiring figures from two sides of an ocean. It's certain Ngannou and Tejera are giants in every sense of the word. And their impending collision promises to be a memorable moment in history. On a massive night that will captivate. A legend against an unstoppable power. And an undefeated icon against a familiar foe. This is a moment that will be remembered. The biggest heavyweight fight of our time.
Battle of the Giants, ladies and gentlemen.
Ending a night of supreme battles. Welcome to the PFL Battle of the Giants.
The capital city of Saudi Arabia. We are in Riyadh for the Battle of the Giants at the Maya Deen Arena. Francis Ngannou and Reina Tejera in your main event. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Dan Hardy, getting excited, getting ready for what promises to be an incredible main portion of our card tonight. And of course, Randy, it all boils down to the Battle of the Giants. There's a reason this event has been titled Battle of the Giants. Francis Ngannou, huge. Reina Tejera, somehow even more physically imposing. Tail the tape for this Bellator title bout. Johnny Eblen, 32 years of age. Fabian Edwards, 1 year younger. Both men standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighed in under that middleweight limit. And the reach advantage on the arms favors Edwards. Longer legs are on Eblen. Let's pick up the action in round 4.
This is a bit better. He's picking a bit more. There's that counter. He keeps investing in that. I'd like him to follow it up though, because every time, even if he throws it and misses it, Eblen is out of shape. Yeah. He's in a bad position. He could follow it up with some more strikes, but again, it's often, I feel with Fabian, he's looking for that perfect single punch where he just puts somebody out.
So a wheel kick attempt there from Eblen. That's not what wrestlers do, Randy.
No, it's definitely not.
This is better pressure from Fabian.
Oh, nice combination.
A short little right hand from Eblen.
Adjusted the reach on his punches to make sure they landed in close.
Something else to consider as well is I think Fabian's going to do better taking some of these punches from Eblen if he's not moving backwards at the same time. Get a bit of Mike Tyson, tuck up and weave himself inside a little bit.
Find the counter from there.
Exactly, yes, yeah.
There's the counter left again from Fabian Edwards. By itself, to the chagrin of Dan Hardy. Good left again. Snap the head of Eblen back on that one.
I gotta watch what I'll say. I'll kick my ass in the gym next time I visit Renegade. I'm not gonna say too much. But the thing is, if it works, right? If you slip counter and you ping this guy, put him unconscious, then you're laughing. You know, you've proved your point that this is what you need to do. But against someone like Johnny Eblen, you've got to look at what Kasanganay did to him. Kept pressure on him, kept throwing, kept digging to the body. Giving him too much space to work. He's giving him too much space to set up these takedowns. And Eblen is just, as you said, Randy, putting on a clinic. He's just dominating here with his wrestling.
Just an absolute machine.
Edwards gave up that takedown a little easier than he'd given up any of the others in this fight.
And the more times Fabian has to defend takedowns, which he's now been doing for the best part of 20 minutes, his takedown defense starts to slow, starts to weaken a little bit. His reaction times aren't quite as quick. He doesn't spring back to his feet quite as much. And look how Eblen's controlling that back foot. Very interesting. It's going to be making
ankle ride.
Yeah, ankle ride, right?
Ankle ride. A nice tight waist and an ankle ride, and every time he gets to his feet, he cinches that grip. He'll come to the far side. He'll pick him back up and put him right back on his deck.
Over and over again, Johnny Eblen reintroducing Fabian Edwards to the canvas in our smart cage.
The ankle ride again, Randy. That must be so difficult to free up in wrestling shoes.
It is hard. You have to be careful with guys that are good at rolling the leg locks if you want to hook that ankle that way. But obviously with Edwards, we've never seen him roll to an ankle lock. He just wants to stand up.
Yeah. See, and you can see the will to scramble now. He's starting to leave.
Waning.
Fabian.
It absolutely is. He's a little disheartened. He just keeps getting dropped. Every time he gets back to his feet, he gets picked up and dropped again.
I mean, this is just exhausting for both of these guys. I remember Gregor Gillespie saying something once. He said, I knew I had to get myself tired to get him tired, right? And that's something that Eblen accepts before he even steps into the cage. He knows he's going to be exhausted at some point in this fight, but if he's exhausted and winning, it doesn't matter. Fabian's going to try and break this grip. Every time he takes his hands off the canvas to start trying to fight this grip, you can see Eblen starts to lift him skywards.
He cinches on the opposite side, then brings his hips around just like that.
The other real danger there as well is as you're coming back down to the canvas and you post that hand, you've got to hope your elbow bends in the right direction.
Yeah,
We've
I've seen
that
some
a few
dislocations,
times, right?
yes.
Look how deep the right arm grip is for Johnny Eblen. Making sure he's tight on that waist.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's work. Work to finish. Let's go.
Fabian's got to drop his weight here. He's got to spread his base and drop his weight, unless he's going to try for that Kimura trap, which he could, but it's too tight around the waist now.
Eblen separates to try with a combination.
Oh,
There's the uppercut again from Edwards, and a stabbing kick to the midsection. Trying to take advantage of the space here at the end of round 4.
I want to see Edwards lose his temper a little bit, right? I want to see him get angry at his opponent in front of him a little bit. We see it in brief moments, but generally he's still trying to be a bit too perfect. There's that beautiful left counter there from Fabian. Slips out of the way, comes back with the counter, but now Eblen's expecting it, so he's getting his own head out of the way, which is why potentially we need to see Fabian follow that with a kick or with another punching combination. But the wrestling prowess of Eblen is just way too much. Here's his brother Leon Edwards, former UFC champ, telling him to get back to his feet.
All right, gentlemen. 5th final round. Red fight. Red fight. Help.
All right, I feel like it's 4 rounds to 0, and I feel like Fabian's got to do something special here.
I agree with you on that. Absolutely.
We have, however, seen his brother Leon in this same situation, an uncorker headshot dead.
Stop time.
Ooh.
Eye poke there.
Ah,
Right here.
another good one.
Right here. Hey. Stay right there. No coaching, guys. Stand over here. Just work it out. You got time, okay? You got time. Stay right here.
Take a look at this on a replay.
Hey, guys, get a wet towel. Give me a wet towel, please. You have time. You have time to work it out. Over here. Stay over here. You're going to go. Wet it, please. Put that in there. You have time, okay? You have time.
Hand was open.
Oh, yeah. Almost Eblen almost moved into the open hand, though.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
Poked him in the eye
He's ready to
with
go.
the ring finger, and one
Close the
scratched
fingers,
him on
okay?
the bridge of the
Close the
nose, I
fingers,
think, is where the blood's coming
All right,
from.
gentlemen. Bring it in, gentlemen.
It
Bring it
may
in.
be that's,
hey, guys. Hey,
it may
let's
be
keep
that-
it clean, all right, gentlemen? All right, accidental. Go.
Is the blood coming from the cut from the last fight? See, Eblen wants to keep the pressure on here. He doesn't want any time to recover because he's out. in the lead right now. 4 rounds potentially on the scorecards in his favor.
Yeah.
And what he does.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
My grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, you know, gives a little, oh, hey, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Quarterly, I missed you pinching your own cheek. As I
Yeah,
was
that's what your
looking down
grandma
and did
does,
not
right?
know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma will do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas, you know?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Is to give Fabian, you know, energy for these last 4 minutes where he can really start to turn things around.
Exactly.
Wants to keep that fatigue in his system, keep those lungs burning.
Stop! Time! Time! Right here, brother. Right
I'm guessing everyone will shake this off pretty quick to keep the fight moving.
I think so.
That was a push kick from Fabian Edwards. We'll take a look at this replay.
You okay? Hey,
Pulled the buckle of the belt buckle of the shorts up
all
almost.
right, let's go.
Well, there's definite contact with the back half of Edwards' foot, but right back to the action as Randy anticipated.
Evelyn knows fatigue is a weapon for him here. Lovely takedown defense there from Edwards.
Beautiful.
Much better on the front foot with his takedown defense than he is up against the fence.
Sure
moving
did.
away.
Yeah, did a great job getting his hand down in between them and pulled Evelyn right up.
Start putting his punches together here. And you know that Evelyn's going to disappear under it. The first opportunity of a good takedown, he's going to be gone. He's going to be in on those legs, trying to put this fight in a place where it's safe for the next 3.5 minutes.
Right now, Fabian Edwards playing the aggressor, continuing to stab away at the midsection with his own rear leg. Good left hand, left knee combination. Edwards fires right back.
Edwards is starting to find his mark.
If you're fighting Fabian Edwards with no time limits, I would imagine that his gas tank is going to last for a long, long time. And he's going to be able to keep picking at his opponents until something gets through. That was a lovely front kick again to the midsection.
He's
Perfectly
landed it
timed.
so many times in this fight. Johnny Evelyn not showing any serious damage from it, but
Again, good takedown defense, beautiful hips.
this is the round that Fabian Edwards needs to have. Good left hand sneaks through. Over 2 minutes left in this 5th and final round. Evelyn tries again for a takedown. Short elbow from Fabian Edwards. Evelyn with the hook straight combination.
There's that elbow.
Look at this. Dirty elbow boxing. Good jab from Eblin as he retreats.
Easily the best round so far for Fabian Edwards.
Absolutely. Stuck 4 takedowns in this round. He's letting his hands go.
I think maybe you got one of those don't let him bully your son conversations in the corner between rounds.
But look at Johnny Eblin. They call him pressure for a reason.
Absolutely right.
Even as Fabian Edwards is trying to build a little hope, he just pushes against the fence, stuffs everything.
Eblin with a little elbow of his own there.
Oh, that one hurts him, I think.
Another one to the midsection. Good counter from Eblin. Fabian Edwards putting in work on the midsection of Johnny Eblin here in this 5th and final round. Less than a minute to pull something out of his hat.
Both these guys are exhausted.
More body work from Fabian Edwards. Good left hand again.
Oh,
beautiful knee right up the middle.
Saw the shockwaves of that knee through Eblin's body.
30 seconds. Still time, but not a lot of it.
Torrential 5th round pace. Wow.
Eblin's got a head like a buffalo, man. He takes his shot so well. Things just bounce off him.
Final 10. Final bell. A deep breath. And Johnny Eblin just defended his Bellator middleweight championship from another tough test.
Holy moly, what a grind that was for these boys. Let's take a look at these replays.
Nice knee right up the middle. That was beautiful. Punched that combination and finished with that knee. Nice left kick to the body, followed by that left hand. This was by far the best round for Fabian Edwards. He let his hands go, his feet go. He stuffed 4 or 5 takedowns attempts by Eblin. Those elbows were coming across. No big cut this time, but they landed for sure. Nice work to the body, little rip up the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in the first of our world title fights tonight, we'll go now to your 3 judges. Brian Miner, Hadi Ali, Eric Colon. All 3 have it exactly the same at 48-47. I'll see it for the winner by unanimous decision. And still, Bellator middleweight world champion Johnny Eblin.
And still undefeated, Johnny Eblin improves to 16-0 and retains his middleweight belt. We'll return for more of the PFL Super Fights pay-per-view event from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, featuring the Battle of the Giants between Francis Ngannou and Renan Ferreira. Let's get back to more of the PFL Super Fights pay-per-view event from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, featuring the Battle of the Giants between Francis Ngannou and Renan Ferreira.
A ferocious knockout artist with unparalleled finishing ability, Cris Cyborg has been historically dominant, and she holds the distinction of being MMA's only Grand Slam champion, with titles in Bellator MMA, UFC, Strikeforce, and Invicta FC. Cris Cyborg, a superstar.
It's about to begin.
Cyborg just shocked her sister. Oh, my God!
The end is near.
A lot of people say I'm the greatest fighters all the time. I even cannot say this because I think it's important somebody else talk about you.
Cris Cyborg is a marauder. She is a killer, but she's one of the kindest human beings outside of the cage.
I hope being remembered by my fans. I'm the person who opened the door for the women's MMA. I show, the girls can fight.
Cris Cyborg makes the statement.
Very gratitude to be almost 20 years in my career, and the big.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, hey, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Quarterly, I missed you pinching your own cheek. Is I was looking down and did not know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma would do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Compete for the title. The next fight's against Larissa Pacheco. It's going to start the Legacy Tour. They're going to be 20 years, and they're coming to the 5th belt.
Chris Cyborg, 39 years of age. Larissa Pacheco, only 30. Cyborg 2 inches taller. Equal measurement on the arm reach for these women. Slightly longer legs for Chris Cyborg. Touch of the gloves, and we are underway in our co-main event.
Oh, man, straight away, both
what
of
a
them.
clash.
Jousting jab.
Almost had a double knockout with the first punch. I like this aggression from Larissa Pacheco. Look how serious she looks. Man, I've never seen her as focused and as terrifying looking as this. Oh, Cyborg looking for the takedown.
Body lock from Cyborg. Pushes Larissa Pacheco into the smart cage right in front of our broadcast position. Starts to work the legs with some knees.
One of Pacheco's, there she got it out. She had an arm trapped in Cyborg's shirt. Left arm, and she finally got, somebody's bleeding.
Already blood leaking from, I think, the ear of Larissa Pacheco, maybe a burst cauliflower.
I don't know, it might be.
Oh,
beautiful.
What a level change.
That level change was amazing.
Oh, we got a Von Flue choke here. We got a Von Flue choke here. Is Cyborg going to finish with a Von Flue choke? That would be wild. You can see that shoulder pressure. She's got her arm caught. She's got her left hand caught under the shoulder of Cyborg. And with that glove on, it makes it so much more difficult to remove.
And now Cyborg locking the hands.
Okay.
Pacheco out of trouble, at least from the Von Flue choke. What a takedown from Chris Cyborg.
That was effortless.
Beautiful, beautiful level change finish to that flaring double.
Hot knife through butter comes to mind.
Cover the head. Cover the head. Cover the head.
Oh!
Big kick.
How did she take that?
Pacheco just ate it.
Wow.
Snapped the head back, and she just kept coming.
My goodness. That would have put me to sleep.
That blood is coming from the nose, yeah. We'll try and get a replay of which punch made it happen.
It was that little flurry on the break. There were 3 shots there that were right down the middle.
Oh, and again, nice little uppercut on the inside for Pacheco.
Good knees to the body from Chris Cyborg.
I think that knee hurt Pacheco for a moment. She's bringing her other leg up to defend, so Cyborg can't throw the same knee again. Lovely elbow on the inside as well. Good head position for Cyborg. Nice elbow as well.
And now a cut and swelling around the left eye of Chris Cyborg.
Oh, yeah.
And Larissa Pacheco still breathing through a nose, closed mouth. Measured and controlled in her breathing. Oh, nasty left hand snuck over the top for Cyborg. Look at that cut.
Yeah, that's a good cut as well.
It is beneath the eyebrow, so something, if we get to the break, they will take a close look at. And one thing about Larissa Pacheco, she will literally and figuratively smell blood in the water.
Oh,
here's a guillotine!
Another beautiful takedown, but she put herself right in harm's way. That is tight.
I think Larissa's realizing she might not have it. She drops her leg down there. I can see some space creeping out. Man, Cyborg gonna get out of this.
Cyborg's got to find a hand and try and break that grip.
Pacheco's just holding at the moment and waiting for the opportunity to start this scramble.
She'll want to re-grip if she is actually looking for the choke, but I think you're right, Dan. I think she's just using this as a control position for now, not trying to gas her arms and back muscle out.
It wouldn't surprise me if she tries to get Cyborg to bridge over to escape it and then follows her to top position.
Yeah, exactly. Follow her with her hips, end up on top potentially. You move that right shin into a butterfly and push her hips over the top.
That's a lot of blood on the canvas as well.
Tell you what, this is a real threat, and now the head is out for Chris Cyborg. Inside of 1 minute left in the first round of this co-main event. Blood already painting the canvas, and look at the flurry from the top position for Chris Cyborg. Good short elbow there.
Very nice.
Pacheco posted her frame on the face of Chris Cyborg and then allowed the momentum and gravity to bring her right down onto the elbow. Final 10 seconds of round one. Back to the corners they go. What an interesting round.
Cyborg's cut over both eyes as well. Let's look at this. This is the exchange with those two first punches. But look at this takedown.
Beautiful.
Just ran through a beautiful elevation.
Level change. Pacheco was coming forward. She flared her.
That head kick, oh my goodness.
My goodness.
Pacheco's lucky it was the foot that made contact. Right. If that was the shin, she might be sleeping.
Might have been a different night. Boom.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
When you look at Marcus Johnson, when you look at Nikola Jokic, these aren't guys that are big, super athletic, dunking and jumping over people. These are just guys that are clean, skilled footwork, and do things below the rim that make the everyday guy look like and be like, I can do that. But you can't, and neither can I.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness.
Pacheco's lucky it was the foot that made contact.
Right.
If that was the shin, she might be sleeping.
Might have been a different night. Boom.
It's worth noting, though, that Cyborg is cut over both eyes. Neither of those cuts are in a good position. Both of them could be causing problems. If the doctors want to get involved and this fight goes any further.
Let's pick up the action in round 4.
What I will say is that that is a bad cut, but there's not a lot of blood coming from it, right? We've seen really small cuts on people's foreheads that create a lot of blood, but there's not a great deal of blood coming from this, and I think that's buying Cyborg some time.
They got a good anticoagulant in there, I think, and you know, bled a little bit from the ground and pound in that last round, but it didn't go crazy.
Patient approach again here from Larissa Pacheco. That was a nasty leg kick.
That calf kick's done damage. Look how Cyborg's moving on that lead leg all of a sudden. She's being sheepish with the way that she's putting that lead foot down.
I guess it would be a coagulant, not an anticoagulant.
I've got to think that Larissa Pacheco's feeling enthused by the way that this fight is going. Like she walked back to her corner with a smile on her face and
she missed the knee and ate a combination for her efforts. Deep breath, almost to chastise herself for getting reckless.
She seems comfortable taking the punches from Cyborg, though. I wonder if she was, you know, she was wondering how the punches of Cyborg were going to feel before that first round, and now she's taken a couple. She's like, okay, all right, I can walk through some of these.
Well, I think after she walked through that head kick early in this fight, she probably realized her chin was going to hold up. 90 seconds gone in the 4th round. Nice. Right hand again.
Nice counter right hand.
Stays just outside the range and the hook came back.
I think Pacheco needs to go back to that calf kick again.
Co-main event here in front of you on DAZN and ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Up next, the return of Francis Ngannou as he takes on Renan Ferreira. Ooh, another nasty clash. This time Pacheco has to retreat slightly. Beautiful right hand again.
Yeah, lovely kick counter there. Cyborg throws the right leg up. Pacheco blocks it. Before the leg's down on the floor, she hits her right down the center line. Beautiful counter. Pacheco hands down, attacks the calf one more time. See that grease on that eyelid of Cyborg must be irritating for her.
Hanging down almost into the field of vision, it would look
Yeah,
like.
that would be annoying as heck.
Look at Larissa Pacheco, still composed, breathing through just her nose. Front kick offer from the 2-time 2-division PFL champion.
Oh!
Good overhand right there from Cyborg.
That was a solid right hand. Pacheco squints, but she looks okay. Maybe just caught her in the eye a little bit. And you take that ESPN top 10 pound for pound rankings, and you take these two ladies and bring the other 8 in, and I think these two walk out of the room, and the other 8 are left in there on the floor. I don't know who could compete with these.
Well, the common denominator between these two is the ability not only to grapple, but to have explosive, powerful strikes, meaningful strikes in pretty much every position and every situation in this fight. Oh, nasty right again.
She catches that right kick every single time and plants her right hand right on her.
Yeah, Chris is losing some steam here now. You can hear the corner team enthused and they're trying to get her to do something. It's difficult though because she's being countered. That was a good left hook. That was a good left hook. A lot of the time when Chris opens up first, she's being countered by Pacheco, and I think it's making her a little tentative. I am noticing, though, that Pacheco, her defense is to drift her head away, which is not ideal if you've got someone that's aggressive moving forward. Again, there she goes, multiple punches moving forward. Tough fight to score this.
10 more seconds. Takedown attempt here from Cyborg, shrugged off.
Oh!
Good high kick attempt to finish it for Larissa Pacheco. One more round.
Wow.
Bang! There's the overhand. Catches Larissa Pacheco on the chin, actually. I thought it caught her in the eye, but it didn't. Catches her on the tip of the chin. You can see just for a moment her eyes spinning in her head like a fruit machine. And then Cyborg comes crashing forward to try and land a couple more punches.
I thought Chris had a second wind in that 4th round. She pressed a little harder.
Stiff jab to start round 5 from Chris Cyborg. Last round of our co-main event. Up next, Francis Ngannou, Renan Ferreira to cap off the night here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
That was another lovely low kick from Larissa Pacheco. As Cyborg stepped forward with that lead leg, Pacheco jammed that kick into the calf, into the outside of the knee. Man, I'd love to be able to get inside the fighters' heads and try and figure out how they're feeling about the fight. It's so difficult when the fight's going on to judge what's going on, especially over a 5-rounder. You know, you can lose track of what happens in what rounds and
every
stuff.
time.
Oh, look at that. I kept belaboring the point that there's so many stylistic similarities, and they just threw the exact same punch.
I wonder if Cyborg's finally realizing what it would be like to fight a younger version of herself.
I think Larissa Pacheco offers the closest analogy that we've had in the sport.
What is the fire truck? I keep hearing Cyborg's corner team say, look for the fire truck.
Typically, Dan, there's a fire engine full of water, just in case of emergency.
Oh, you're expecting her to bring the hose in and blast her opponent across the cage. I'm wondering if it's like the fireman's carry or something. I'm just trying to figure out what that might be, but I feel like it's probably going to be something striking based.
Coded coaching is always really interesting to try and pick up.
I'm not that subtle when I'm in the corner. I like to shout punch and kick. Man, maybe fire truck is just that power double. Just drive through.
Yeah, that could be it. Oh,
good combination
nice right
again.
hand. Wow.
But look, Cyborg comes roaring back. And now Larissa Pacheco
is she
finds herself face down and eating some punches.
Watch the back of the head, Chris. Watch the back of the head.
That was a little burst. Cyborg takes a deep breath as they get back to their feet. Pacheco's back on the front foot, holding the center.
Looks like maybe some swelling starting to develop on the left eye of Larissa Pacheco.
There's the same counter that Pacheco just used on Cyborg. Cyborg's just done the same thing back.
Coming up on the 2-minute mark here in this 5th and final round.
Sounds like the Cyborg corner team are noticing that this center control for Pacheco is probably not a good look for the judges as well. Cage control is a scoring criteria.
All other things being equal, it's low on the list, but when it's a close fight, that can be a difference.
There's another right hand over the top there for Larissa Pacheco.
Pretty strategic approach here in the 3rd round for both of these fighters as we're past the final 90 seconds.
Oh!
Maybe that's the fire truck. Big overhand right.
Yeah, maybe they just call her right hand the fire truck. Just throw the fire truck at her, Chris. It's been a great fight. Minute left. I have no idea how I would be scoring this. I'm glad I'm not a judge. And again with the right hand over the top.
And a jab to follow.
Yeah, that was a lovely jab.
Cyborg potentially taking.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, hey, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Quarterly, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was looking down and did not know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma will do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the two big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Control in a very close fifth round.
Yeah.
There's a good counter combination.
First deep breath I've seen Larissa take in this fight. Just about 10 seconds ago. Nice takedown.
Rolls through onto an ankle, maybe. 25 seconds, another kick to the knee.
Get up, let's go. Come on, fight.
15 seconds and we're going to see some wildness. Yeah, of course
yes,
we are.
We are. Both women landed there. They'll swing away to the final bell here. What a fight in our co-main event here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We'll go to the judges' scorecards. Does Chris Cyborg earn gold in a 5th mixed martial arts organization? Or does Larissa Pacheco earn her 3rd PFL title?
Man, I'm fascinated to find out how the judges have this.
Yeah.
I feel like Cyborg started really well, even though she picked up damage. And then Pacheco started to come on in that 3rd and 4th round. Few good overhands landed, though, by Cyborg in those last couple of rounds as well. Force Larissa Pacheco onto the back foot. And let's have a look at this, the final takedown.
There's the fire truck.
Drives her, catches that forearm as well. I like that.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges. Your first, Mark Collette, scores at 49-46. Judge Hadi Ali, 49-46. Judge Sal D'Amato, 49-46. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision. And now the PFL Super Fights Women's Featherweight World Champion, Chris Cyborg!
The legend adds to her legacy. Chris Cyborg collects her 5th major promotion belt in mixed martial arts.
I am here with the winner, Chris, and just a phenomenal fight. What was the exchange there, right there, between you and Larissa?
Man, say Larissa, man, she's a legend in sports. She started, and she's a big name in sport. She punches really hard. You know, she's a really good fighter. It's a pleasure for me. I'm in the old generation, fight for the new generation. Man, I'm really thankful to be here. Thank you, everyone, Saudi Arabia. You guys give much love for me. I appreciate every single one. All glory to God. You know, he's everything for me. I do for motivate the girls. You know, I'm here fight in Saudi Arabia for motivate the girls, fight for those overcome your goals, obstacles, everything. I'm really happy.
I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet. I'm the guy to beat, no question about it. I have a problem, but every problem has a solution.
We'll return for more of the PFL Super Fights pay-per-view event from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, featuring the Battle of the Giants between Francis Ngannou and Renan Ferreira. Let's get back to more of the PFL Super Fights pay-per-view event from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, featuring the Battle of the Giants between Francis Ngannou and Renan Ferreira.
And now to make his way to the cage, Renan Ferreira.
After inconsistent success in the Smart Cage, made the change, moved to American Top Team, upgraded his training partners, upgraded his coaching, and of course they got to work on his grappling, on his wrestling, on his ability to get back up off of his back. We might see Renan Ferreira try to confound Francis Ngannou and actually shoot on the Predator.
And now we welcome the Predator, Francis Ngannou.
The baddest man on the planet. He left the UFC as a free agent, still wearing the heavyweight belt. Walked away to pursue boxing opportunities and opportunities here in the PFL, not just to be a great fighter, but to be an icon and an example, and to be the president of the PFL Africa Regional League, which is launching in 2025. He wanted more for himself and for all fighters. He went to bat, and he got it. Your main event, tail of the tape for Battle of the Giants. Francis Ngannou, 38 years of age. Renan Ferreira is 34. Francis standing 6 feet 4 inches tall. That's usually the bigger man, but tonight he'll face a man who is 6'8". Renan weighed in heavier, has the longer reach on arms and legs.
You ready, sir?
Francis Ngannou in the gold and black. Renan Ferreira in the gray. Big heavy leg kick from Ngannou to open the action.
Renan on the front foot.
And a leg kick from Problema. Absolute titans. These men are huge. An exchange of leg kicks early. Not a bad idea to try and take the base away from these two power punchers.
Renan's waiting for that jab to come from Ngannou. You can see it. He's trying to smoke it out. He keeps feinting, he keeps tempting Ngannou. If Ngannou throws that lead hand, he's got to be cautious because that right hand is coming over the top. Oh!
Well, there's a right hand from Francis after the leg kick. Off-balanced him a little bit. Takedown right there. Randy Couture told you to watch for the wrestling. Who lands the takedowns? Good level change from Francis, well timed, drives through, now on top. And this is where Renan Ferreira has improved his game so much. We'll see how much.
Francis climbing into the guard of Renan Ferreira. Interesting, now Renan Ferreira's got that awkward grapevine. He's extending Francis so he can't posture up and strike.
That's exactly what I would do to Francis if I was underneath him.
I'd have been tapping by now, Randy. Nice short shot from Ngannou there. He needs to get his legs free. The good thing. Sorry, Randy.
Yeah, absolutely right. He's got to unbind those legs, bring his legs in and sit on his heels so those can't come in.
The good thing about this position is Hennon's almost holding himself into this guard position. He's going to have to unhook his own legs if he wants to get back to his feet. He's looking for a Kimura here, but my goodness, how are you going to Kimura that? Oh!
Triangle attempt here.
Francis needs to rip out of that right now. The longer he stays, the more chance he has getting caught.
It's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of the week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards.
That was
Lincoln!
But he had that program was already going there!
Only on SportsGrid.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Fillet Indiana. They would smash them. Honestly,
you listen to yourself speak? That's not a reality question. They have not played each other. You are using hypothetical.
And they got embarrassed.
So many
if
teams
they would have won that football, yes, that's you're 100% correct.
No.
The only argument is Indiana is a decent football team and a product of their environment.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
He shouldn't need to hire outside help at this point to be able to help him, let alone outside help, Joe, that used to work for him.
Until they get him out of the way, I just don't see how this gets any better. And like you said, who are you picking from? Because most people who know the league want nothing to do with the ownership group there with the Jets.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
What a setup for Henan Fajeda.
Get your toes out of the cage. Get your toes.
Mergliata peeling the toes of Henan Fajeda out of the cage as he tries to create an angle. Francis punching the left hand down.
That was
Got his head out of trouble.
That was a great effort by Henan Fajeda from the bottom position. Holding on to that wrist again, trying to stifle the punching attack of Ngannou.
Round one halfway gone. Now the far side underhook for Henan Fajeda. See if he can build himself up. Easier said than done. From underneath somebody like Francis Ngannou, who punches from the top. Nasty work! Francis Ngannou wailing away.
Look how heavy he is on the hips. Look at that positioning. That's beautiful work. Henan's going to have to work tremendously hard to get Ngannou off him so he can get back to his feet. Ngannou's positioned himself, knees on the outside, feet on the inside, and he is unleashing thunder from... Oh, he's out! He's out!
He's in big trouble! And he's down! And he is done! The king has returned! Francis Ngannou is back!
Slips under, beautiful double, keeps his feet moving, turns the corner, right into the butterfly guard of Henan Fajeda, steers him towards the cage. Again, slips over that big right hand, keeps his feet moving, finishes the takedown exactly where he needs to be, and then smartly steers the big man into the fence. Here you see the hammer fists. They aren't even hammer fists, they're just big fists. The sledgehammers. And there you see the life start to go out of Henan. One of those caught him right in the temple, on the left side of the temple. He's got a big mouse there. Dan Mergliata's seen enough. Here you see the fists coming in. No answer, no way for Henan Fajeda to get out from under those hips and that power of Francis Ngannou. And there the life goes out of him. Mergliata steps in.
Man, devastating punching power. Doesn't even need to land clean, doesn't even need to land like around the arms. He can just punch through guards. A terrifying individual.
He landed a couple of right hands underneath the armpit on that far side, and these lefts coming down and hitting the ear of Reina Ferreira, and there's just nothing for it. You cannot withstand that kind of force. The human skull and brain are not equipped to absorb that kind of damage.
We'd like to welcome back inside the Smart Cage for the presentation of the world title belt, His Excellency Badr Al-Kadi, Vice Minister of the Ministry of Sports, and Abdulaziz Julidan, Chairman of the Saudi MMA Federation, along with President of PFL Fighter Operations, Ray Sefo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the main event of the evening, it comes to a halt officially 3 minutes, 32 seconds into round number 1. He is the winner by knockout, and now the new PFL Super Fights Heavyweight World Champion, Francis the Predator Ngannou!
Ray Sefo wraps the belt around Francis Ngannou, Pete Murray, Don Davis in the cage, along with dignitaries from the Saudi MMA Federation and the Ministry of Sport. And Brett Okamoto has the winner.
Francis, congratulations, my friend. I can only imagine what's going through your mind. A month ago, I asked you if you got a win tonight, how you thought it would feel. You said that you could not even predict it. How does this moment feel to you right now?
I don't know. I can just think about anything. Then my son could be, you know. I only take this fight because of him. I wanted to fight for him. But and I'm done. So I don't know. I hope they can remember his name, because without Kobe, we wouldn't be here tonight. I wouldn't have fight. But thank you everyone for coming. And thank you for Saudi Arabia. Thank you for Riyadh to be a great host, to always having us here, taking good care of us. For the people here, very lovely, supporting. I think today I have more than a fan base in Saudi. I think in Riyadh I have what I could call in another way, a family. Thank you guys.
Thank you for watching. We will see you November 29th for the PFL World Championship back here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Go to PFLMMA.com for the latest information on the Professional Fighters League all around the globe. For Randy Couture, Dan Hardy, and Brett Okamoto, I am Sean O'Connor. Stay well, everybody.